Hi, let's have a bit of a chat this morning on what emotional intelligence is, and especially I'll focus a bit on an article written by Bradbury in 2016, where he talked about 18 behaviors of emotionally intelligent people. So what is emotional intelligence? And this is something that's really important for a counselor to know, and also to know and be emotionally intelligent. So emotional intelligence is how we manage behavior, negate social complexities, and make personal decisions to achieve positive outcomes or positive results. So emotional intelligence is actually being able to know what's happening with your emotions. And also emotionally intelligent people are people that can connect with other people, but also is people that are aware of other people around them, emotions. Like when you're talking to someone, and sometimes you get the situation where you're at a party or a function, and you're talking to someone, and this person keeps on talking about one subject, and it just goes on and on and on and on, and you lose interest. An emotional intelligent person is someone that knows when your person you're talking to, the receiver of your message, is they've actually lost interest in what you're saying. So an emotional intelligent person will know when to stop a conversation, when to start a new conversation, when to move over to another topic, when to just move away. So that's very important, especially also in counseling, to be able to be emotionally intelligent. So when we're talking about what Bradbury said, first of all, he says one of the 18 things is, number one is you must have a robust emotional vocabulary. So you must be able to express your emotions and describe your emotions. So you have to be able to say something like, I am feeling a bit of an empty loneliness, instead of, I don't really know how I feel. It's just something I don't know. Where an emotionally intelligent person will say exactly how they feel. Like, I feel a bit depressed. I feel emotionally drained. I feel I feel anxious because of the fact of whatever situation they're going through. So an emotionally intelligent person can actually describe what they're going through, what they're experiencing emotionally at that stage. So that's something we need to work on. We need to work on our emotional vocabulary. So instead of saying I'm feeling okay, is saying, how are you feeling today? I feel good because of the fact that, or I feel happy, or I feel joyous, or whatever, instead of saying I feel good or I'm okay. So emotionally intelligent persons have a good vocabulary regarding their emotions. Men struggle with this because we struggle or suffer from something called alexithymia, where we don't know how to express our emotions. So that's a condition called alexithymia, which means that I don't know how to express my emotions. So this is a common thing for men. So us men have to work a bit more harder on this thing, on how to have a bigger vocabulary. Then also, emotionally intelligent people are curious about people, and this is why we're counselors. Because if you're not curious about people, this is where you're not gonna fit in. Emotionally intelligent people are people that actually, I'm curious about people. I love sitting in a coffee shop and just watching people, and sometimes wondering what's their story. Why are they acting the way they do? What are they thinking? What's happening in their lives? And that's typically what a counselor does, is we find out what's happening in their lives and we help them sort it out. So we are curious about people, but also our curiosity, or emotionally intelligent people's curiosity, is also a product of empathy. So I feel I've got empathy towards people. I feel sorry for people. I feel sometimes it's my calling to help them carry their burden. And that's why I'm also curious about people. So the third thing is also, you know your strengths and weaknesses. I know what's my strengths. I know what my weaknesses are. I know where I will go emotionally and where I won't go emotionally. And that's what a strong, intelligent, emotionally intelligent person will do, is you know your strengths and weaknesses. You're a good judge of character. Normally when you don't like someone, it's because you're a good judge of character. It's not because of something else, it's just because of you're a good judge of character. You can feel safe when someone says that, an emotionally intelligent person says that I'm a bit wary of this person, and you can actually act on that. Alright, emotionally intelligent people are difficult to offend. So emotionally intelligent people don't really get offended too much or as easy as some other people, because of the fact that they know their emotions, they don't take everything personal, they've got empathy towards people, so they understand sometimes why people act the way they do, or why people do the things that they do, or why people are actually behaving the way they behave. There's a bit more understanding towards fellow people, fellow human beings, when you are emotionally intelligent. So that's something we really need to work on. You know how to say no. In today's modern world, especially because of all the high levels of stress, the pressure, it's difficult to say no. Difficult to say no to people, but also difficult for yourself to say no to yourself by saying, you know, I'm not going to do this now. I'm not going to go into this venture, or I'm not going to whatever I have to do, which is going to take some of my time, some of my energy. So emotionally intelligent people know their strengths and weaknesses, as we said before. But because they know their strengths and weaknesses, they are also able to say no. So I want to challenge you today to actually work on this one, actually work on this to say no. Some people say no for everything, but I'm talking about some people, and you'll know who you are by watching the video. If you're one of these people that just never say no, always do stuff for other people, always say yes. Sometimes you do it to your own detriment because you can't cope anymore, but you're still pushing forward, doing stuff for people. So being emotionally intelligent is also having the ability to say no. Then also, emotionally intelligent people let go of their mistakes. And this is a hard one for us, because sometimes we make mistakes and we just keep on holding on to those mistakes. Not only do we hold on to other people's mistakes, but we also hold on a lot to our own. I cannot forgive myself because I've done this or I've done that. I shouldn't have done that because, and now I'm carrying this burden. So when you're emotionally intelligent, you are actually willing to acknowledge your mistakes. By not only acknowledging your mistakes, you're also willing to let go of them, to move on. So so think a bit about mistakes that you are actually carrying, and maybe it's time to let them go. Maybe it's time to just relax a bit. Maybe it's time to just be a bit more friendly towards yourself and forgiving towards yourself. An emotional intelligent person likes to give and expect nothing in return. That one, we don't really need to explain a lot on that one, but there are so many people that wants to do stuff for you, but they want something in return. I'll invite you, but you have to invite me back. I will do this for you, but I expect you to do this. Where an emotionally intelligent person does not want anything in return. They just give. An emotionally intelligent person, same with the mistakes thing and the offending thing, they also they don't hold grudges. They let go of the past. There are people who are actually like full-rounded, happy people who are not holding anything against anybody. So they're also neutralize toxic people. So they can actually, because they've got good judgment of character, they can also realize which people around them are actually toxic people. And if you want to know more about toxic people and what toxic people do, look at the books of Dr. Caroline Leaf. The book's name, the book where she actually discussed toxic people, is called Who Switched Off My Brain. And that book actually where she discusses what is toxic people. So when you're emotionally intelligent, you can actually neutralize the influence of toxic people in your life. So that's something we can work on. You do not seek perfection, so you know yourself, you know other people around you, and you don't expect them to be perfect. You realize that yourself plus other people are not perfect. We all have flaws. While we're walking on this planet, we all have issues, we all have problems, we all have stuff that we carry. So an emotional, intelligent person do not seek perfection. Another one, and this is a deep one, is you appreciate what you have. This is wow, because we always want more. We want the better car, we want the faster car, we want the bigger house, we want and if we've got a house, we want a pool, and if we've got a pool, we want a bigger pool, and if we've got a bigger pool, we want a heated pool, and you know, we just, sometimes it's like whoever plays in this game called life, whoever dies with the most stuff wins, which isn't really true. It's just stuff. Emotionally intelligent persons are people who actually appreciate what you have in life, what you have, your abilities, you're just a happy person with what you have, and you appreciate what you have. You are able to disconnect. You give yourself to work, but when you come home, you disconnect. I don't mean disconnect from your family and your kids and your wife and your spouse. I mean you disconnect from work. You actually switch off. There's some people who say that some stresses in their life are their phone or the internet, or able to keep on reading the emails at work and keep on working. Emotionally intelligent people are people that actually disconnect. Some people actually switch their phone off for a few hours, or the internet for a few hours, just so that they can actually spend some time disconnecting from the stressors in life. Then also, this is interesting, and a lot of us struggle with this one, including myself, is you limit your caffeine intake. Large amount of caffeine triggers the release of adrenaline in our bodies. And adrenaline is that primary fight-flight hormone that we get when we are in a really troubled situation or a stressful situation. So when we drink a lot of caffeine, we get like a lot of adrenaline pumping through our bodies, and we get really like ready to fight, and we don't switch off. So it says high emotionally intelligent people know that caffeine is trouble and do not let it get the better of them. So they know that caffeine is trouble and not good for them, so they don't allow it to get the better of them. So yes, drink your coffee. I don't think I can go without it, but drink your coffee, but just in moderation. Cut it down. Allow yourself maybe 2 cups a day or whatever. But yes, and don't drink coffee out of boredom, because some of us, the moment we get bored, we drink coffee. Emotionally intelligent people get enough sleep. Make sure that you get 8 hours of sleep. There's a reason, and you can do a bit of a study on it, why we need 8 hours of sleep. Some people say, oh, I can get away with 4, or I can get away. Our bodies need 8, and especially our brain needs the hours from 7 to 8. That last hour is the hour for our brain to actually regenerate itself, to rest. Our brain only starts actually resting in hour 7 and 8. No need to go to 9 hours of sleep, because then it doesn't really do anything. So up to 8 hours of sleep is what our bodies need. Emotionally intelligent people get enough sleep. And we love to do this one, is negative self-talk. Saying negative stuff to yourself. If you do something wrong, you call yourself stupid or something like that. Emotionally intelligent people don't do negative self-talk. So I want to challenge you, become aware of your self-talk. What do you tell yourself? What do you say to yourself? How do you self-talk? And if it's negative, try and change it a bit. Try and talk a bit positive. Talk yourself up to yourself. No negative talk is allowed today, or no negative self-talk is allowed today. And also, you will not let other people limit your joy. You won't allow other people to take away your happiness. You won't allow other people to control your emotions and your happiness. You are the master of your own journey. You are the master of your own happiness. You control your happiness and don't allow other people to do that. And emotionally intelligent people don't allow people to steal their joy. That's also why we say earlier that they know to neutralize toxic people, because toxic people are people that drain you, are people that steal your joy. So there's just a few things to think about. 18 behaviors of emotionally intelligent people. You can actually Google it, Travis Bradbury, and let's work on this week on how to be more emotionally intelligent, how to work on our emotional intelligence.